friends. All right, so I just want to quickly go over how to use this taper schedule generator rather. Just so everyone kind of understands how to use it properly. There are different themes that you can use. I got this regular ass mahogany theme right here, but you can also use the Embers theme. We got the fucking kiwi theme, turtle theme. We got a cranberry theme, ocean theme, gothic noir theme, chili spice theme, and there's mahogany again, and I don't know if I said cranberry, but here's cranberry. So just to quickly go over how to use this, we have taper calculation tables. These are going to be helpful if you want to just kind of get a rough idea of how much SR 17018 you're going to want to buy. So you can edit these values here. And just quickly get an idea of how much you'll need throughout this entire tapering and detox process. Let's just go in, and I'm just going to show you exactly how to use this Blink auto-generating taper schedule tab to figure out, all the different steps and all the different components of the sheet. So these cells right here, the blue ones in this case, and these cells right here, over here, the blue ones in the dose log, these are the only ones that you're going to really need to edit throughout this entire thing. Everything else should generate on its own. I've stress tested this like a bunch, so hopefully there aren't any issues, but if you do run into any, you're welcome to always just DM me on Reddit. I'll try to figure it out. Fun little fact about dose log section. You can actually use like keyboard shortcuts to enter in dose date and dose time. And you can also use this here. So anticipated start date, let's just say today, right? So if you want to actually just quickly enter in today's date, what you can do is hit the control and then the semicolon button on your keyboard. And from then on, that's basically just when you're starting your taper. It's very important that the date that you start using SR is also the date that you start in the dose log. So it basically just it matters for figuring out all of the rest of the data calculation and stuff like that. So let's first kind of figure out our calibration period. Generally, I don't want to say you should spend any less than 2 days on the calibration period, just because it's very important to kind of figure out what you need to take every day in order to feel comfortable. So I'm just going to say we need 3 days in this instance for our calibration period. And again, the calibration period is just going to be how long you are spending just freely dosing up to as frequently as every 2 hours, kind of figuring out how much you'll need. And then for the maintenance dose, when you're doing your calibration period, you can just put in whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But let's just say, I don't know, freaking 68 milligrams. Then there's your dosing interval. So this is going to be how long you want to wait between doses. There's a drop down. You can choose 4 times a day, 3 times a day, or 2 times a day. I don't recommend 2 times a day. It's pretty tough. I usually recommend either 3 times a day, so every 8 hours, or 4 times a day, so every 6 hours. So I'm just in this case going to choose every 8 hours. So as you can see here now, the taper schedule is getting filled out. There is going to be a block for the morning, the afternoon, and the night time. Let's say for our maintenance duration, I don't want to say that you should spend more than a week on this step. It really depends on your half-life of your opioid that you're coming off of. So let's just choose an arbitrary number, maybe 6 days for our maintenance. And then for our tapering duration, this is definitely going to be the time, or the longest period of time that you want to spend in this whole process. That's just because the tapering, it can get a little rough towards the end. I definitely recommend, if you're having trouble tapering, just slowing down or increasing the dose even back to the previous step, and use comfort meds, as much as you need during this step. I actually, I used a lot of pregabalin the first time that I got off of SR, and it really helped a lot. So I'm just going to say, for the sake of this example, let's say 12 days tapering. So right away, it already tells you like how much SR 17018 you're going to need. It says about 2.4-ish grams. And then it also tells you like how long it's going to take, when your end date is, and the dosage per dose, I guess, on each step. So now onto the dose log. I don't know what this stuff is. I can't figure out why it happens, but just ignore it. So with the dose log, again, you can use these keyboard shortcuts to make it a little bit easier. If you do control semicolon, that'll give you the date of your dose. And then for dose time, you do control shift semicolon, or I guess control colon, to do the dose time. And let's just say like we took 40 milligrams for our first dose. As you can see here, it'll tell you whether you're in the target. Doesn't matter, obviously, for the calibration period. But what's really nice about this taper schedule section is, let's say you're not feeling too great, and then 2 hours later, so like 11:45 p.m., you decide to take another, let's say, maybe 30. It'll tally still for these first 1 through 8 hours, just with a bunch of filter functions, and it'll keep it within hours 1 through 8, hours 9 through 16, or hours 17 through 24. It is important to note that these are based on your initial first dose time. So if you start at night, then your morning is going to technically be at night. So again, I'm just going to show you another example. Let's say now it is, I guess, the 25th of May, and we're having a rough time. Say like 2 a.m. we dose again. Maybe like, I don't know, 40. It still says for these, first 8 hours, because that's how it works. It uses filter functions. And then let's say we sleep through the night, right? Good first day. And we wake up and have our, our next dose. This time we're looking at our previous doses and we're like, okay, so maybe what we would use is 110, since that seemed to work out for these previous, this first 8 hours. And as you can see here, it just immediately populates in the next section. So yeah, basically what this does is it'll essentially just guide you along the way. Like if you are on let's say a taper section, maybe now it's June 3rd or something, and I don't know, 7 a.m. It'll tell you automatically what you need for that dose. And if you say I'm going to take 64, then it's you mostly got it. If you say I did I don't know, 68, yeah, not quite, but you're getting there. And then it's just cute little motivational things. As you can see here on the other side, you do get little comparison. So this is the total amount that you took daily, and then this is the amount that your target was for the day, and it'll populate, appropriately. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys about. I hope you guys find this chart useful. It was definitely super useful for me. I worked really hard on it, as you can see from the obsessive numbers of just themes, and just what the hell is this? What is this formula? That's insane. I don't know I don't know. I just came up with it. So yeah, good luck. I wish you well, and yeah, message me if you have any issues. Thanks for listening.